There's like a pop-up here saying something. Anyways, we're going to do a quick live stream doing a lure painting. We're going to be testing a stencil I made. And today is December 6th. So if you are watching this video on a day after December 6th, I'm not live. I've noticed before in my previous videos, because you can leave them up as like a live stream on YouTube, and sometimes it'll be like a couple days later, people will be commenting thinking that I'm live, and I'm not, and I feel bad because I'm not responding like in the video. So if it's not the 6th, I'm not live, but currently I am. So it looks like 2 people are in the chat. What's up, Brian? We're going to be testing the stencil. I got a 2.5 square bill. I was getting ready to prep, and we'll see what we can do. It's kind of cold in the shop. For prepping my baits, I always like to give the bill a light sanding, and then I'll tape it off and everything. I'll show you, Brian. Since looks like there's 8 people here. Here's the stencil we're going to be using. What's up, Bassin? So it was a new one I made. It's like the 3rd one I've made. I've made a couple more, but finally got it where I think it'll work. So that's what we're going to be testing. And then I'm going to leave it up to you guys on colors. I'm not sure what colors other than something that's really bright maybe, so we can see the design off of it. I used to live stream. I've only done it a couple times here on YouTube. I used to do it off of my GoPro, and then I had to have another screen to be able to see the comments. So it's kind of nice that they have it set up like this now. So hopefully the live stream's coming through clear for you guys. If you could, a couple of people watching, let me know. Make sure it's not like glitching real bad, or you can hear me okay. Would be awesome. So just kind of rough up the bill. It's still pretty rough. Sand is a little bit more. Brian said, do you have any color shift ATM? Not sure what you mean by ATM, but I do have, we can do some color shift if you'd like. I got that, if you watch my one video with the Wicked Flare Silver, that's like a pretty good color shift that we can do on this one. Colby said, what's up? And Bassin with Big Malone said, sounds good. So I used some rubbing alcohol and a clean paper towel to wipe the baits down, because the oils from your fingers can cause problems in the paint. So it make the paint separate, or it just won't stick good. And I also always sand the back of the bait. See how it's a little bit rough? Hopefully it's coming through clear enough you can see it. Not all blanks are, but some of them where they got sealed together can have bumps, and that can show through later, especially if you're doing a dark color on the bait. It'll show through and it just doesn't look as good. So I always give those a light sanding as well. And it looks like 13 people are in the stream. If anybody's just hopped in, here's the stencil we're going to be testing. So start thinking of some colors you guys want to see. And then I'm guessing like a dark color on top of that so we can see it. As far as color shifting goes, what brand is best? Color, Dork, Wicked, Folk Art. I like the Wicked. The Folk Art's cool. That's like the normal acrylic paint that you're talking about. You just got to make sure you get it mixed right. You know, if you're new to airbrushing, or if you're new to color shifts, or whatever the deal is, I always recommend starting off with paints that are meant to be going through an airbrush, and then work up from there. Because like I have some that I mix myself, but they're very, very finicky on how they do it. So, but I do have a couple of Folk Art ones that I have watered down or mixed down that I will spray with. But definitely, I got that Wicked color. Stoked with it. Next time I order some blanks, I'm going to definitely get some more of those. What grit paper? 220. I'm using, yeah, 220 fine. And I've been using this one for a while, so it's pretty worn down. Paint. Crappie paint scheme with that stencil. I'd be down for that. Tyler said. What base coat do you guys do for those? I haven't done a crappie pattern in a while. Probably do some silver and yellows and maybe like a green. Gotta say, you're the ones that got me doing this. Thanks for everything you do. No problem, Robert. Glad to hear. I was really busy summer this year. It seemed like I only had enough time to eat and sleep whenever I was at home. So it's good to be back in the shop. I enjoy making, I think I enjoy making videos and content as much as I enjoy actually making the baits themselves. So it works out pretty good. For taping off the bill, I just use some normal masking tape, and then I like to stick it to my clothes first to kind of take off some of the tackiness, which there's, I think frog tape is really good for that. It gets rid of the or it's not as tacky. I just don't have any of that, and it's expensive. So this is my method. Stick it to the shirt. I've got some pretty cool build idea videos I'm gonna hopefully be doing soon. I don't know if you can see, there's a John boat in here. I'm gonna turn that into a test tank for the shop so we can do some build videos and then be able to test the baits. And then do different things, like I want to see different shape bills, how they make the bait swim differently, stuff like that. So I got a video started dragging that bait in, or dragging the boat in. I just haven't finished. I was going to make that like a vlog style video so you guys can watch me in the garage. About fluorescent green for the green on the paint scheme. Let me see. I wish I had the camera. It was easier to swing around for you. What blank are you using? Asked David. It's a 2.5 square bill. I don't know that it's one from Barlow's. Yeah, they just call it the square bill shallow diver. I can, if you're wanting one, if you want, you can screenshot. It's mirrored for you guys, isn't it? So everything's backwards. But that's the one. It's not any particular brand, just a basic one. And then yes, neon colors. We can do. I'm thinking we'll do like a real bright crappie pattern, so it might not look as natural, but we'll be able to see that stencil. So we can do like there's like an iridescent green. I wonder if I can flip the camera, because everything's backwards, right? It's like mirrored, so that's backwards for you guys. I wonder. It looks like I can flip the camera around completely. Wonder what this does. It's not mirrored for you, then I'll leave it alone. I watched some other guys. They have these awesome glass eyes as far as they do. Good fishing with them. As far as they go, do they do good as far as fishing with them? With the lures hits the water. Talking about, are the glass eyes good in the water? The only ones that I've used, I actually got some right here. They were some from Amazon, and they're real thick. I don't know if so I don't put those on my plastic baits. I did one, and they stand off really far, and I was worried about it getting knocked off. So I only put those on my wood baits. Okay, and Robert said he can read it fine. Okay, cool. For me, it's mirrored, so everything I hold up, all the text and font and everything's backwards. Okay, got the bait prepped, lip taped off, did a little bit of sanding just to make everything smooth. And then I am going to do a base coat of white, which I got some opaque white right here. Yeah, I mean, I think they look cool. I'm just pretty confident they stick so far off the bait that they would get knocked off. So I don't know, I wouldn't sell any like that, but I mean, you're fishing them yourself and the eye gets knocked off, glue another one on. Hopefully my airbrush works good for me tonight. And then I think I'm gonna try tilting this down just a little bit more, so you guys can see. I think that'll work. Kind of cuts my head off, but that's fine. And then I'm going to go and give it a nice base coat in the opaque white. I'm trying to hold it up so you guys can see. Man, I haven't live streamed in a long time. I used to like every other night almost on TikTok. So I was like real fluent and good about keeping it in frame and everything. But we'll get back in there. Good evening, BPF Lures. How are you? I think I'm gonna call that. Looks white to me. So I forget which one of you guys said do a neon green. I think a good you think silver, do like the next color silver, or do it like a pearlized white and then do the green? Let me know while I clean this out real quick. And maybe we can throw a hint of iridescent yellow or something like that on there as well. And those glass eyes, Brian, they do look really cool. I've done those on a couple wood baits where I'm able to sink them down into there a little bit better, or sink them into the bait. Be able to drill a deeper hole, have them in the bait a little bit better. Which I think my daughter actually has the one that has the eyes glued on it, the real thick glass eyes. Seems like it would look fire. Okay. So I got, we'll keep painting right now, and I got a couple of things I want to show you guys. That's going to be potentially a YouTube video, as long as you guys are interested in seeing it. Okay, we're going to, I think we'll just do some metallic white, whoop, and then we can do some yellow over top of that. And did you guys see the video I posted today? I don't know if the cable's long enough. I'll just unplug it for a second. I have it screwed down to this piece of wood. I got this little paint shaker. I just posted a video for it today, and it's pretty cool. I'll see if it can, if the cable will reach up here. Oh, no. Hold on, no, I can make it happen. We're just gonna lose the light. On these metallic colors, and any of them that has different pearls in them, having them shaked extremely good is very important. So I found this guy. So if you haven't watched that video yet, it's kind of funny where I test it out. But dude, watch. It just shakes it for you. It's great. Good evening, Baker. What's going on? Connor said, hi, good to see a live stream from you again. Yeah, I'm trying to get back more consistent with my content. So I'm glad to see so many people hopping in here for the live stream. It's pretty cool. Pearlized white, Sean said. All right, I got you, Sean. Good evening, Baker from Mr. Smith. Brian said, I thought about buying some, but I'm still thinking because they use my lures. I think I might lose them. The lure hits the water, plus some big bass rounds. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't worry about getting them right away unless you're building baits. I do wish that other light could stay on, though. I think I can plug this back in here. Sorry, I feel like I'm all over the place. I just kind of decided last second I was going to try to live stream. So I wasn't ready, but it all seems like it's working good. Cool video with the shaker. Thank you, Sean. What do you use for clear coat? Right now I'm using a 2-part epoxy from Promise Epoxy. And I was actually talking to them the other day, to their people that run their TikTok or their Instagram. And they were going to be sending me some other epoxy. They said it would actually work better for baits. I haven't heard anything else from them yet, but I was talking to them about that. So once I figure out which one they actually recommend, I will do a video on how I clear coat. Mod Podge spray for clear coat from Walmart. Yeah. Oh, I see. You're asking them. I would definitely, Brian, find some if you're having problems with that clear coat. Get some sort of like 2-part epoxy, and then that'll help everything too. All right, we're gonna do a quick coat. And this is, if you guys are keeping track, metallic white fine, Createx Wicked Colors. Tyler said, do you dry your epoxy on a rotisserie? I do, yes. And I can show that to you here in a little bit, the rotisserie. I got it sitting right over there. Oh man, I got a clog, boys. I didn't thin it down. I forgot to thin my paint. Let's see if we can save it here. Use a little reducer. I'm gonna try to do that where I make the backflow and hoping it'll push whatever's in that tip out there. And then I'll use one of these guys to kind of stir it. And hopefully that was enough. Spraying a little bit. We'll try to get the rest of this color on there. Carter said, hey, it's been a minute. What's going on? And Buck said 30-minute epoxy is the best he's used so far. BFF uses the Lumelite. I was actually thinking about getting some more of that. Wait time on a 2-part epoxy, like the one I'm using takes like 24 hours to actually cure. And it does get pretty old when I'm trying to do videos. But really like the results on it. Okay, I think we're all right. It's not spraying the greatest. I usually thin it down. I was so excited because we're live streaming, I didn't even think about it. Some colors I do have to thin, and some colors I don't on the Createx paints. This is one of them, and it's because all those different little metal flakes in there. It will clog the brush pretty quick. But I think it's, I don't know if that's just a white blob for you guys or if it's showing up okay. I wonder, no. Hopefully you can see it sparkle. If not, it's sparkling. I'm gonna tilt this back up while I clean out the airbrush, and I can read the comments a little bit easier. Just found your videos from a while ago. Hate a stopped up airbrush. Dude, I do too. Especially when you're live streaming, if it's really bad and you gotta take apart the airbrush and like clean it. You're here trying to be entertainment for everybody. But it sounds like it's, yeah, I think we're okay. I think it's just the metal flake in there. Kind of had it backed up. What's a good rotisserie or something like that to dry epoxy that's not too costly? I'm using, the one I'm using is actually a disco ball motor from Amazon. I don't remember how much it was. I've been using it for years, but it couldn't have been more than probably 20 bucks. And then I've got, I can actually show you as soon as I get this. Make sure there's no paint in there to dry up on us. Hey guys, glad to see Baker. What's going on? Pond Predator Nation. That's a cool name. All right, I think the airbrush is good. I'm going to show you my rotisserie real quick. It's kind of a beast here. Oh man, you can't even see the whole thing. Let me, I'll just scoot back with it. So I got a bunch of magnets on there. There you go, you can see it like that. So there's magnets on every single side. And then I'm using these little guys that clamps the bait, like so. And it makes it really easy to take them on and off, especially when you're doing like a 2-part epoxy, because then sometimes you get a little bubble and you can hit it with the heat gun. So that's what mine looks like. I was thinking about actually rebuilding it where I can fit a lot more baits on there with the intentions of doing it as a video. So if you're not in a huge hurry, I can do a build video and do a budget-friendly rotisserie. I like budget-friendly stuff, so we could do that too. I like your chair. Thank you, Brian. The chair's actually got a broken wheel on it, so if I twist the wrong way, it tips over. So if you see me do that, don't laugh. And Pond Predator set's my same setup. Where can you get Illuminati UV? I've been looking. I would go directly to their website. I think it's illumilite.com or Lumili, something like that. I was looking at it earlier this morning, actually. Okay, next color we're going to do. I gotta tilt it back down. I gotta figure out if you guys are gonna, if you're down for more live streams, I'll figure out how to set this up a little bit better so you can see my whole face and what I'm doing. Does that, so for me, it shows the chat. I've never done it off my phone. It shows the chat at the bottom. Is that blocking the bait for all of you guys? Because if it is, I can go ahead and move the camera. Because for me, the chat's blocking the bait. But you guys let me know. I'm thinking, so we're doing a crappie pattern for anybody that's just joining. A bright colored crappie pattern because we're testing a new stencil I've been working on, which is this guy right here. So we're just kind of throwing some colors in there real quick together. I'm thinking we can do a little hit of some iridescent yellow, maybe a little bit towards the bottom. And then I'm going to do a little bit of iridescent green, so real bright color. And then we can throw that stencil over top of it. Okay, and everybody's saying you can see it. Good. Okay, perfect. So if those colors sound good to you guys, I'll let her eat. Whoops. I also got, I feel like I had a different, oh, I've got this color I just got the other day. Wicked Opaque Bismuth Yellow, I think. And Pond Predator said, if your regular filming camera can live stream, you can use your phone and camera or laptop to show both angles. I was trying to figure out how to do that because it would be way nicer to have the big camera. I got a pretty nice camera that I do the videos with up top and then be able to switch to where you could see me. Do you have any stencils you're willing to share? I'm brand new and all of this. I'm having trouble trying to find anything. I've got stencils on my website and I'll get this one up there as long as it works. And Colby is asking the same thing. I've got a bunch on my website. On my screen, you are visible from your hat bill to the bait. Pretty good angle. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Ricky. Great color. Oh, Rex, buying. Store for buying or making DIY stencils. There's a bunch of different websites on. I think Barlow's Tackle has quite a few. I know Lure Build, not Lure Build, Lure Parts. They've got stencils. I mean, if you're new to painting, there's nothing wrong with starting with making your own too. I mean, I got the laser that I cut mine with. But I would look for ones kind of like this on Amazon. If you already got different types of nettings and stuff is the first spot I would start. But Amazon also has, oh yeah, Barlow's has this thing. I think it's linked on one of my videos. It's got all kinds of different textures. So I get one of those. I definitely use those a lot more than I use normal stencils. Like I'm always after the textured stencils, if that makes sense. The ones that can give texture to the bait. But they've got some. And then any lure painting or building website has got some. And I got some on my website too. And then, yeah, making your own for sure. And I just did a video. I don't know where the bait's at. I was going to do another one because that video is getting pretty good views. So if you guys are interested in that, I was thinking about doing like a printable sheet that you guys could cut out your own stencil. So it'd be like more simple design, so it's not a pain in the butt to sit there and try to hand cut them. So if that's something you're interested in, I can make that happen too. Didn't know you had a website. Definitely have to check it out. Yeah, it should be. I guess if you go to my YouTube channel, you can find it there, or I have it linked on all my videos too. So I've got, if anyone is new here, iridescent yellow, and we're working on a crappie pattern. So I'm just going to start, I'm going to leave the belly white, and we'll do a nice fine coat of yellow, and kind of come up the side and let the green fade into it here in a bit. It's weird because I'm spraying, but you guys can't see it. I feel like it's not not to have to do a different way. But that's all right, as long as you guys are happy and you can see enough. And these iridescent colors look great over top of another sparkly color, like we did that metallic yellow or metallic white. And they all kind of mix together and dance. Ooh. Can you guys see that all right? Or is it just getting glared out by the lights? It looks really juicy. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this out. We'll call that good on the yellow. Just real fine. I didn't want to end up making like a fire tiger pattern on accident, or it was a real vibrant, bold yellow. He says, are there any websites that you're aware of besides the few on yours that gives you the side view and top view cuts of the lure? You're talking about like for building lures? Or you're talking like the stencil that wraps around it? How do you use the color shift paint? Do you add it first, then a color of choice? If you're talking about colors like that silver flare, this one, I just sprayed it direct, and then also you can do them over black. A lot of times the websites for these will kind of tell you how they recommend using it. I always seem to do a little splash of pearl gold when I'm done, but that's always puts diamonds on my lures for a little bling. I can do a little splash of gold. I got you, Robert. Maybe we can do, I wonder if we did gold and black using the stencil. Or do you think I should do the gold now? I'll go ahead and spray the green, and then we can do some gold, like up on the gill plate or something like that. But the color shift paints, that one in particular says for best results to spray it over black. And that's, I have 2 videos showing that color. But I did spray it over transparent and over a white base coat, which seemed to upset a lot of people. But the idea was to see how it looked. And it looked pretty good, but I think most of them on the website should tell you what they recommend. So yeah, for best results, spray over black, and then some of them even tell you that you need to do several layers or let it rest in between or not to heat set it, because that can cause the color shifts to not look as good. Me personally, I just do whatever feels good and gets the results I'm looking for. There was a huge difference though on the Flare Silver Spectrum whenever I did it over black. It definitely made it way more vibrant. But if you're looking for like a subtle color shift, then I think doing it over transparent or over some other color, there's nothing wrong with that. How about doing black first on the stencil, then some gold on top of the black? That sounds like a plan to me. Black first and then gold on top. All right, we're gonna do the iridescent green, and I'll go ahead and spray from the yellow up to the back, and then we can move on to the stencil. And it should work. I haven't tested it yet, so maybe this was a bad idea. What about a little bit of red on the belly? What do you guys think of that? Yay or nay? Okay, I'm gonna do a little more. And maybe we'll do one more green. We'll do one more green where we'll darken up the back, and then I'll use that stencil all the way along the back too. Marking said, that's cool, man, thank you. Sunrise red if you got it. Red chin, yeah, a little touch on the tail, so we can do a little red on the chin. You said sunrise red. I got pearl red, blood red, your bright red, iridescent, opaque. That's an orange, iridescent scarlet. So I do not have sunrise red. I apologize. I'm gonna clean the green out, and then I'm gonna do a little bit of green on the back, a little bit darker green. That way there'll be a nice fade onto the back. And then we'll pick out a red. So if any of those reds sounded good to you, or if you know if they're similar to the sunrise red. Robert said, "You're good, but I'm loving this. Thanks." We can do, we're doing just a little bit of it, so it probably doesn't matter a whole lot. But we could do iridescent or pearl, since we're kind of rocking the iridescent colors right now. And for the backs, I need to get some more greens. I've been looking at a bunch of stuff and haven't pulled the trigger on anything yet. I need to get a green that's like this olive green deep in an airbrush paint. And I found one, I think it's forest green, and there was another one that was very similar. It's like a real subtle, kind of like army green color, and not real vibrant. But I know this one should do what I'm going for here. Are you going to do more lives, Baker? Yeah, I think so. It's real hard when I get home from work to want to come out here and do anything, but then once I finally get out here and start doing it, and then it sounds dumb, you guys will laugh, but I always get nervous like when I go to do the live stream, because it's like you mess up and then it's like embarrassing or something, but it's not. I mean, we're all bait painters and makers, so if something messes up, you guys understand. But it is like a hard decision to be like, I get home from work, I eat dinner, I'm falling asleep on the couch, and like, you know what? I'm gonna go out to the shop and live stream. But as soon as I actually get out here and start doing it, I love it because I get to talk to all of you guys, and it is fun to be able to let you guys kind of help pick the colors and everything. But yeah, I think so, especially because that's the other thing too, is I didn't know if I was going to turn it on. There's going to be like one person on here, so 35 people is a pretty good number. So yeah, if you guys want to do more live streams, we can maybe plan it ahead of time, and then if you guys are painting too, then we could all paint the same pattern. We could do something like that. Could be fun. And then if we are, all of you guys or most of you on the Tackle the Dream group on Facebook, because we could make a weekly thing out of it. I'll pick a pattern at the end of a live stream, then you guys know what we're going to be painting, and then you'd be able to paint it at the same time, and then we could all share it on the group. That'd be kind of cool. Ryan said he's got to hop off here in a few. Have to get up early for physical therapy. Well, good luck with that, Brian. I hope it goes good. And he said, yes, more live streams. Robert said, I don't think so, but I'll look. It's called Tackling the Dream. It's either Tackle the Dream or Tackling the Dream. It's linked on all my YouTube videos. So you can just go to my most recent YouTube video and it should be linked on there. Okay, I got that green loaded up. I'm just going to darken up just the back and maybe up by the eyes a little bit. And then we'll move on to one of those reds. There you go. So now you can see how it goes from the dark green, fades into the iridescent, and into the yellow, and then hit up just by the eyes, just a hair. I paint baits, but don't do Facebook. Yeah, that's no problem. And the whole idea with the Facebook thing was just if everybody wanted to share what theirs looked like. So, I mean, by all means, if you got your baits and you want to paint, we could all do it together. I've been painting up a storm, getting ready for my first actual sale at Christmas. Oh, right on. Are you doing like a Christmas show or something like that? I'm not specialist in airbrushing, but you are very good at this, and I really enjoy watching you do this. So thank you. I'm no expert either. I do it wrong enough times till I can get it to look right-ish. And I enjoy making the videos. And then Bulletin 79 said, awesome idea. Cool, so we'll do that. We'll figure out something tonight, or if not, I can post. You guys, those shorts when I post those on YouTube, those hopefully don't annoy you guys, because I could do a short too, and then because it would be also really cool to figure out how to change the camera angle. I'd like to be able to do that, especially if we're gonna like be able to paint together. Still think it's a good idea though. I've learned a lot from you. Yeah, I think we'll do it. It would be fun. I'm going to spray some red. Did anybody pick a red? Did a lipless ornament for the first time. Selling a bunch is super easy. Oh, it's super cool. I'd seen at Hobby Lobby they have an ornament that's a trout. and I think it's wood, or it's like fake wood plastic. I thought about buying it and trying to turn it into an actual functioning fishing lure. Pearl red, Paul said. Several comments back. So we'll do some pearlized red. Okay, and there's the other ones. Pearl. All right, I got you. I'm going to throw that on my little paint shaker here. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit the bait with some... going to hit the bait with the hair dryer. Enjoy your video, said David. Thank you, David. Go Pearl. It's a good one. All right. Okay. And then this is the pearl red we're using. I'm just going to do a couple drops because we're only going to do a little bit on the chin and then do a couple little spots at the end of the bait, like where the tail would be. So I'm going to flip this over. You guys can still see that, okay. How are you liking your shaker? I got one from the Lab Vortex one and loved it. I love it so far. It's been doing great for me. I haven't got a ton of use out of it, but the little bit I have, especially for situations like this, where when I'm cleaning out the airbrush, it can be shaking the paint. Kind of wish I would have bought one a long time ago. It sounds like one of those things that is dumb to have until you have a whole bunch of paints. And when you got ones that are like these iridescents or pearls mixed into them, I never feel like I get them shaking good enough. So it helps me a little bit knowing that I think it shakes it a lot better than what I can do by hand is what I'm trying to say. How's that? A little bit of red. Tyler said, I haven't painted a bait in a year, but this live stream has me wanting to paint some when I get back home from Christmas break. Absolutely. Let me know when you do. Really works for me. The shifters. Yes, that's my big thing is the shifters. And then, yeah, really just the shifters. Because, man, I'll shake and shake and shake and shake those, and I still feel like I get an inconsistent spray from them. And whenever I did that video the other day, that was like the best spray I've gotten from it so far. Colby and Pond Predator said perfect. All right. We'll run a little Windex through the airbrush. I feel like I'm missing some people's comments. If I didn't respond to your comment or I missed it, definitely comment it again. I do feel bad if I'm missing people's comments. So yeah, if I missed it, I'm not ignoring you. I just looked over it. All right, I'm gonna do some transparent black if that works for everybody. We'll just keep this one nice and simple. And maybe, oh yeah, we're gonna do some gold. Should we do the gold first and then the black with the spots, or maybe we can do the black and do gold on top of it? Just wondering what brush and compressor. The airbrush I'm using is the Iwata Neo CN. I've been using this one for a while, and I actually just got another one. I bought a kit that I was gonna do a video on, and the compressor, it's one of those no-name tank ones from Amazon. It's been working like pretty good. I'm trying to see if there's a name on it. Airbrushing paint system. I can look it up in my purchase history and figure out the name for you. It's nothing fancy though. It's just one from Amazon. Do you use regular index? I've been alternative ways. Yeah, I mean, I use regular Windex and water, and I've got some airbrush cleaner too. I haven't had any issues using Windex. I don't use it all the time, but whenever I can feel some stuff kind of building up in there, I'll run it through there. What's a good price point to sell lures at? Man, that's all up to you. And your username is Love the Beard? Love the Bearded. Black, then gold. Okay. Gold on top of black. And Connor, until the bait's done. That, for at least for tonight, because I got to work tomorrow. Transparent black. As far as what you sell baits at, you got to make sure you're making money. That's not a very good answer, but definitely 100% up to you. I was looking at the California one. I'll have to look at that one. Is that an airbrush or the compressor? But price point on baits, as long as you're not sinking yourself, you gotta make more than what you're spending. Start pricing low as your skills increase, and you can increase your price, but don't outprice yourself. Absolutely, Robert. I'll have to look at that because I kind of would like to get another one. I gotta write that down or take a screenshot, or maybe I can be able to look back through the comments later. California one, I can remember that though. Oh, you guys, man, this is like this is exciting. We get to pop the top together, folks. Brand new transparent black. Ooh. All the baits this paint's gonna paint. Should have had more of a ceremony there, but that's okay. And I would say what would be more important to me as far as selling your baits, over worried about the price, is make sure that your baits are quality. So make sure you test your stuff. Make sure you're testing your clear coat. Make sure you're testing the hooks, all that kind of stuff. Because then, if you sell a bait that's kind of overpriced and it falls apart or the paint comes off after their first fishing trip, they're probably never going to purchase from you again. So I would definitely say focus on quality. And then what the other guy was saying as far as about start low till you get a reputation for yourself. But definitely don't overprice and under quality, because somebody buys a bait from you and you're using cheap split rings or something like that, and they lose a fish on the first time, they're probably not going to be a returning customer. But if you got somebody buying quality baits from you that you got confidence in, and they come back and your prices have gone up, they'll buy from you because they know why your prices have gone up. That'd be my advice. Oh man, I almost just started spraying that without even using the Stencil. It's 8-gallon big. I heard those are super quiet. 8-gallon does seem big, but I don't think there's anything wrong with it as long as it is quiet. This one I think is either a 1 or a 2-gallon tank, and you can hear it running. Pretty much every time I spray, it starts running. So an 8-gallon would be nice if it sprays longer without running. And BFF Lure said it's that it's amazing. I'll have to check into it then, because I was thinking about getting a nicer one. Okay, we're going to rock the Stencil here. This side of the Stencil is a bigger splotches texture, and this side is a lot smaller. So I'm going to start on the small side, up on the gill plate and around the head, and keep all the small pieces, small portion of the Stencil running down the side, and we'll use the bigger portion of the Stencil up on the side and then on the back. And hopefully, if I turn it like this, I think you guys can see it, right? Yeah. Okay. Here goes nothing. This is going to be the first time the Stencil's even been sprayed. So hopefully, if it doesn't look good, I'm going to pretend like there's a problem with the live stream. Oh, I think we're in business, kids. That's going to look pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and carry that all the way down the side here. We'll keep going. Try to hold it in place pretty. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Hopefully you guys can see still. there's a lot happening there, but the stencil's working, so that's good. Backcountry Outdoors said I run a 33-gallon compressor. That should last a while with an airbrush. You could probably turn it off and then be able to paint a whole bait. I haven't painted since my dad, ever since May, did a batch for a friend. New airbrush coming tomorrow. Right on. What airbrush did you get, Clyde? So there's how that side's looking. I just sprayed a little bit more, kind of like ghosted right there, so it fades a little bit. And then I'm gonna do the slightly larger portion of the stencil. So I've kind of kept it all right in there, where it's a little bit smaller. You guys have a great night, early morning. Thanks, Baker. Thank you, Pond Predator. Glad you're able to stop by. I'll figure out something on when the next live stream will be, and I'll post a short. Colby said, "Oh, that looks fire." Okay, got the rest of the eye covered there, and then got first couple sprays right there on the back of the bait. What's the best paint shaker? So I've only used one so far, David, and that's the little one. I just posted a video on it today, so you can go check that one out. So far, it's been working pretty good. I wanted that one because it's hands-free once you get it strapped down. They do make other ones that you can like hold it in place, and I've heard a lot of people talking about those being really good, but I wanted one that I didn't have to hold it. I could just let it shake. That Stencil Mylar. No, this is actually thick cardstock. I would like to get some that are Malar, I can't say it right, or like a thick plastic. Mylar. Because, yeah, there's some pretty thin stuff going on there, so it's pretty fragile. Or it could be. Somebody got rough with it. There's the rest of the back. Looking pretty good. Go ahead and do the other side. There's a lot happening there, but I think once the clear coat goes on, it'll kind of help that black and green separate from each other a little bit. I think it'll be a pretty juicy looking bait. Should be. Okay. Whew, that one almost got away from me there. Okay. That's not bad. I got a little bit fuzzier on this side. So not quite as clean. But also, I think whenever it's fuzzy, sometimes it looks a little bit more natural because it's not such a sharp edge. So, you know what? It'll be fine. Now, I think I'm going to go ahead and darken up right there around the eyes. And then we'll go back in and spray some of that gold. I think I'm going to slightly darken the back with some black as well. Just a little bit, so you can still see that green through there. Give some nice shape to the fish. fish to the bait, so it looks like a fish. Where did you get Stencil? Sorry, I'm sure you mentioned it already. No problem, Andrew. This was one that I had made. So it seems like it's working good. The only problem is it's pretty fragile. Otherwise, I would put it on my website. I just got to find a way to make it a little bit stronger, or have like 10 of them for $10. So once it wears out, it doesn't hurt as bad, you know. I just got to figure out. So I use a laser to cut it. And a lot of those plastic or the Mylar stuff doesn't cut very well, or it just melts. So I just got to figure out what the best material is for that, and we'll be able to get something that's a little bit more durable or lasts longer. Or I can put them on as is, just know that it's, you got to be careful with it, or don't soak it because it will fall apart. But I like the paper ones because the price is really cheap. And as far as testing them too, I'm not throwing away a whole bunch of expensive laser cutting material. So now I'm gonna get, I should probably put that on the paint shaker, some pearl satin gold. I think it was Robert was saying gold, right? We'll do that. 10 for 10 seems like a good deal. Yeah, I think I could do something like that, because then kind of back to our, we're discussing the price of baits. I don't want somebody to buy it and then get mad that it's card stock, but this is literally how I make all of my patterns, or do all of them, and they last a long time for me. But I wouldn't want somebody to buy it and then be like, I got a piece of paper, it wore out pretty quick. So if I did something like this and then kept the price real low, or at a larger quantity, so you know after you use them for a long time they will wear out and you can use another one, then I feel like that'd be fair, or it shouldn't upset anybody. And then I can still keep the price cheaper, because paper's a lot cheaper than buying plastic. But if that's something you guys are cool with, then we can keep doing that. And I was wanting to put together like another stencil pack where there's a whole bunch of different designs. So if I got it to like, I don't know, $20 worth of stencils, they're all different patterns, there's multiple quantities, is what I was kind of looking at trying to do. So unless you guys like where you can just buy the individual, we did a 10 pack of that design, or a 5 pack for $6 or something like that. And you give them a quick spray, maybe some sort of lacquer. Possibly. That probably would work. I could try that. And I would definitely have to help, as long as you're not soaking it. And I mean the spray paint, I think the only time you would have a problem is if you're spraying a whole bunch of bait so it got really wet and you weren't hair drying it, or if it was on your table and you dumped water on it. But that should work. Ace Series, I'm not exactly sure what that is. Clyde. Airbrush, or is that something else you're talking about? Okay. I've got the pearlized satin gold. And then I'm going to spray over the stencil again, and that'll give us another layer of colors. Hopefully I do it right. Awesome live stream. Enjoyed watching you paint, but got to run. We'll be checking your YouTube for more info on next live. Okay, John, also Jives. I was trying to say your first and last name at the same time. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'll post a short when I figure out the live streams. And then anybody just hopping in here, we're working on a crappy pattern. Doing a little bit of pearl satin gold over top of our black and greens. Went a little heavy on the back, so I think on the sides I'm going to try to keep it a little more diluted, just so we don't cover up too much of our colors there. More of a dusting. So when the light hits it, we'll be able to see it a little bit. I think if I had this stencil, and we did a stencil that was like a whole bunch of little bitty circles, that would make for a pretty good crappie pattern. Or if we had it kind of broke into different stripes, that'd be cool. Do you keep PSI always same? I do most of the time. I think a lot of people would probably shake their heads at that. And I run it really high. I think I'm at... we're sitting almost 40 PSI. That's really high. A lot of people spray at 40 or at 20 or between 20 and 30, I feel like. But dude, this cranks that paint out of there. I also think that's what prevents me from having to water it down or without having to thin it down a lot. So I don't know, maybe I'm an idiot or it works for me. How about a pick your pack option? Let the buyer build his own pack of your stencils. That's a pretty good idea to do. I don't know exactly how to do that on the website, but that would be cool. It's like you get 20 for 20 bucks or 10 for whatever the price is, and you can select any of them that you want. I'll have to figure out how to do that because that would be a lot cooler. Because then everybody gets what they want at a good price. Robert said it's looking nice. Okay, Robert, I'm pretty sure you were the one that said the gold. I did it kind of like a dusting. So it's not there real strong, but I think when the light's hitting it just right, it shows up. I might do just a real light on the belly, kind of from a distance. There you go. So it's still pearlized, or satin white, whatever it was. A little hint of gold. Like, excuse me, clean out the airbrush. I gotta glue some eyes into this bad boy. And then I got a couple other baits I want to show you guys. And then I too will probably have to go to bed. Matthew said gold looks good. Thank you, Matthew. Baston said looking good. All right, what color of eyes? I don't have every single color option, but I'll try to get close to whatever you guys recommend here. Okay, I think got the airbrush cleaned out enough. Eyes wise, I don't know. Let's see, these might be, oh no, those will fit. I've got like a reddish light brown maybe and gold eyes as the two options. I got these bottom ones are like a yellow, red, black. And then Andrew said, what epoxy Illumilite? I was using that. I need to get more of it. I've been using a 2-part epoxy from Promise Epoxy. They're supposed to be getting back with me on which paint or which one of their resins would actually be the best for fishing lures. Because what I'm using, I guess they said, doesn't have the UV protectant in it. So I guess over time the bait will yellow. Did somebody say green eyes? Silver, gold. There's some green, yellow, or red, like the bottom, but whatever, said Robert. I think we'll go, as long as those are the right ones. Oh, you know what else I got? I think should be the right size. Let me make sure. These might be too big. I'll check real quick, and then if they'll fit, I'll show you guys. We've got, oh yeah, they'll fit. Okay, so I'll let you guys vote in the comments. We can just say A. If you comment A, it'll be these yellow look back eyes. If you comment B, it'll be these like cat eye ones, which are also yellow and red, but they're kind of like, I don't know if that's showing up, they're kind of like bloodshot looking. So A for the yellow look back and B for the other ones. Okay, A, B, A, B. We're tied. We're tied, folks. We need a tiebreaker. 2 B's, an A, another B. I think B's in the lead right now. Mike said B. Oh, Crappie Magic Mike. Man, I think we're going to have to go with B. He's Crappie Magic. Oh, yeah. Bloodshot, match the eye later. Let's see the bait again. There's the bait. I think we're going to have to go with B because I lost his name. Crappie Magic Mike said B. I mean, come on. I think he's our leader right now as far as crappies go. All right. I think we've got... I think I kept decent track of them. B. I think we're going with B, which is the bloodshot ones. A gang lost. Sorry, A gang. We'll get you guys on the next one. All right, I'm going to get these glued in. Okay, here's another question. Which direction... Crappie Magic Mike said either would have worked. Do you guys do... I'm going to try to figure out how to hold this up there right. Do you guys do your eyes this way? Whenever they're the cat eyes like that? Or do you do it like this? I think like that... Oh, like this way makes it look like he's squinting. But then this way makes him just look more aggressive. I don't know. Up and down, or side to side. I guess it would be a good way to vote on that one. I'll give a few seconds here to let a couple comments flow in, and then we'll glue them in with whichever the first one I see. Vertical. Okay. Up and down. Up and down. Okay, that's 2 for 2. I'm going to go up and down. And it's like 30 outside, and I have a fly in my shop. I guess my garage is warm enough right now, so that's good. Go up and down. Whoop. There we go. I grabbed my other tweezers. Those are skating around on me. I like up and down, said Andrew. 60 here. Cold front, yeah. It's my watch is usually a little bit off, so it's probably a little bit warmer. But it was cold earlier whenever I was leaving work. I wasn't happy about it. I actually had I'm not much of a cold person, so any cold's really cold for me. Robert, where are you? Or in a different state? Or I'm from Missouri. Vertical, but make the bottom flow out towards the nose. Okay, I'll see if I can twist the other one. Or at least I can do it on this one. See if that's what you're talking about. More like that. So make the bottom flow out towards the nose. I'll see if I can twist this other side like that. Hopefully that's what you're talking about. My glue might have already dried though. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. There we go. Is that what you're talking about? Twisting just a little bit towards the front. Robert's in Florida. Okay, well, there you go. You got room for a Baker Builds workshop down there? I'll pack my stuff and head that way. I think it's supposed to be snowing next week. 34 in Tennessee, or 33 in Tennessee, 34 in Georgia, 50 in Kansas. Crappie Magic Mike, we're not too far apart. We're basically neighbors. All right, folks, there she is. I think the stencil pattern did its job pretty well. I'll see if I can figure out something to make it a more durable or longer lasting stencil. I'll do that, but if not, I'll just keep the price really low and the quantity high. That way you guys can use them kind of like a throwaway stencil, but they should last a long time unless you soak it with water. But there is the crappie pattern. 45 in Southwest Missouri. Ricky, I think we are neighbors. Yep, I just think it's cool to have a little bit of a slant. Yeah, I agree. I did like that, twisting it just a little bit. 42 in Louisiana. Okay, so that's our bait for tonight. I think it was, turned out pretty good. I was going to show you guys I'm thinking about doing these as some YouTube videos, but wanted to make sure you guys would be entertained / interested in it. So you know how you make balsa baits, right? You glue the two pieces together. And Paul said, bait looks great. I joined a group paint session. Okay, I'll try to figure out something on that. I don't know. It might have to be something we do on Facebook, or I'll just live stream and let you guys know in advance what we're going to be painting. what is that pattern called? Andrew, we're going for kind of like a crappie pattern. It's, I wouldn't call it realism, but definitely crappie colors. And once the clear coat, when I get it clear coat and everything, I can make a short on it too, so you guys can see that too. But anyways, balsa baits. You can make them in two pieces and glue them together. So I started using my laser and cutting out the shapes of the bait and gluing them together. And you can glue a whole bunch of layers together and makes a full fishing lure. So here's this was the very first one. I was making a big swim bait. So like I cut it all out on the laser, glued it all together, have all the joints and everything's glued on the inside. And I was able to laser cut like the scale pattern and all this in the side. I was able to make my own eyes. So that's something I've been working on, and it's really fun because it's way easier to be able to replicate stuff and have precise control over like little bitty changes I'm doing on stuff. So this was, I think I was calling this one Mad Dog. I don't know if that's already the name of a bait. If it is, nobody get mad at me. But this was like another one. My wife picked the colors on it. So I've been working on these, and you know, whenever you get in certain projects, that's what you obsess over. So I've been obsessing over laser cut baits so I can replicate them over and over. So I was wanting to do some more building videos because I know my channel kind of lacks in that department. Here's another test one I did, big old bluegill. This thing, I made it way too heavy so it sinks like a rock, but dude, it freaking kicks when it's in the water. And last but not least, this one was like a little glide bait. This one suspends very, very well. So anyways, I have a couple ideas with that. One, I was just going to do a video showing you guys how to make it or how I do it. And then I want to design. I have a really different idea for a completely new bait. So I was going to do one video, show you how I do it so you guys can kind of get the concept and get some ideas in your head, and then do one where we design an entire new bait. I want to make a hard body bait that you work kind of like a jig so it sinks head first, and have a joint that's, anyways, I got some ideas. My concern was if I started posting laser cut fishing lure videos consistently, people would be like, Zach, I don't have a laser cutter in my house, what are you doing? But if that is something you guys are interested in for entertainment, I'll do those. And then if anybody wasn't here, I got a John boat I drug into my garage that we're going to turn into a test tank, so we can actually test all the baits in house, and then we can do something different on each one, see what it does differently. And the whole reason for the John boat test tank was it gets dark at like 5:30 now, 5 o'clock or 5:30, and it's getting cold. So my only time for being able to work on my videos is late at night like this, or on the weekend, and it's getting cold, and usually I'm hanging out with the family on the weekend anyways. So if you guys would be down to see some laser cut fishing lure build videos, or I can show you this too. I didn't realize this one was sitting here. Here's the inside of one. This is so you can see like where I got the stuff screwed in, the wait, the little rattle chamber. It's really interesting way to build a bait for me. So pretty cool. And then I'll show you guys my idea then for that bait and give you a bunch of options, and you can help design it. We'll figure out what to name it. And then the idea is eventually I could cut it and put everything in a box and be able to ship it to you guys so you could glue it all together and be able to make your own bait, stuff like that. It'd be fun. Robert said it's awesome. Make a video on them. Sweet, I'll do a CNC CAD CAM work. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you could probably do the same type of thing then. You're OG, keep up the good work. Thank you, Andrew. I'll watch. I've been wondering about getting a 3D printer to make baits. My brother is really fluent in 3D printing stuff. He's got a couple of them, and I was actually talking to him. Oh, that's actually perfect. I'm glad you mentioned that. I was talking to him this morning about 3D printing us some stencils. So I was going to have him start with probably like a lipless crankbait, because it's a lot easier to get all the measurements off of it. I was going to have him start with this one. This is they just call it a 1/2 ounce lipless shad. I was going to have him start with making a 3D printed stencil for this guy. Whoop. And then we could go from there and make some more. And then also wanting to, I got to figure out what kind of plastics and stuff. I don't know a whole lot about that. But what kind of plastics to be able to 3D print one, because I know would get a kick out of being able to make those. So that'd be fun too. I just don't know a ton about it. But Mike, I think you're onto something there for sure. But if you guys are into those, I'll get those done. I got more videos than I have time for, more ideas. It's real frustrating. But I know build videos, I'm lacking those. So I was going to try to get a couple of those out. So building the laser cut ones, and then just some normal carving ones. And then I was going to do some like spinner baits and chatter baits, stuff like that. Said, I don't know about CAD cam though. Okay, I got you. I don't know a lot either. He uses, what's he called? I'm trying to remember. It's not Fusion. He uses a program. It looks a little bit overwhelming. I played with it some. Man, I'll have to ask him tomorrow. I can ask him. So Mike, if you shoot me a message on Instagram or something, I'll ask him what he uses. And then you'll be able to look it up. He was showing me stuff. I don't think it's that terribly hard. It just looks really confusing, especially for fishing lures, because we're just making a body. So I think that'd be easier. EasyCat was recommended to me, but it's all over my head. You're gonna have to watch some YouTube videos. And Robert said, can I send you a couple of lures I painted for doing this as a Christmas gift? Absolutely. I'd feel bad. You don't have to send me anything, though. I can send you something back. We can do a bait trade. If that works. You can shoot me a message on Instagram or an email, and we can get that sorted out. But if you guys, all those videos ideas sound good, then I will start making those happen. And then Ricky said, interested to learn more about the 3D printing. Bring it on. Okay, Ricky. I was talking to him this morning, so I'll let him know. I was like, I might live stream tonight. I don't know. And I'll mention it. So, yes, I'll talk to him. And if he's into it, we can do a how-to video. Of course, 3D printing a fishing lure is completely new to me. So there'd be some testing and stuff like that we'd have to do. But we could all learn together. Sweet. Thanks for emailing the website. It should be on the website. It's also on my YouTube channel and on Instagram. Email is bakerbuildsusa at gmail.com. But cool. So laser cut baits, and I'll talk to my brother about teaching us how to make some 3D printed stuff. All right, I think I caught up with everybody's message. Again, I've learned tons from you. Appreciate you. Great deal. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. It's nice being able to do the live stream and talk to you guys, because you know how it is when you post something on the internet. There's been a lot of like negative comments lately, and I know you shouldn't let those bother you, but they're just annoying. Like you post a video and you got several people telling you what you did wrong, even though everybody does stuff different. You know, we're not doing it wrong. So it's really nice to be able to actually have conversations with you guys. I appreciate you all jumping in the live stream. But I too have to get up early for work tomorrow. So I will figure out and post either tomorrow or Friday. I'll post a short when the next live stream will be. And then I should have a new painting video, like a normal YouTube video, will be posted Saturday. I'm aiming for Saturday for it. Oh yeah, I don't. It usually lasts about 5 minutes when there's an ignorant comment, and then I laugh about it. But that's what I was saying. It's nice to be able to talk to you guys, because there's a bunch of good comments. You guys are all hanging out. Looking forward to the next live stream. Those are the ones who think better than everyone. Yeah, and they're not in the live stream, so I don't know what they're doing. Probably watching TV right now, I guess. They could be watching this. I don't know what they're doing. Okay, I'm gonna hop off here. Thank you guys. You're all awesome. I'll do post a short tomorrow or Friday advertising for the next live stream. Full length YouTube video posted on Saturday. And then I'll get a build video going. Tyler, I will figure that out and post it as a short, and I'll also post it on the Tackling the Dream Facebook page. But okay, I will catch you guys later. Have a good evening. Okay.